get started, you want to arrange your threads in colour order. So I'm working with two sections and I want a mirror image of the left hand section on the right hand side, and I'm going to work into a chevron point. The first row I'm going to start on the left and I'm going to do all forward knots over this set of threads. So once I've moved the thread that was on the outside to the centre, I want to do a mirror image at the other side, taking this thread and doing backward knots until I get this thread in this position. So once you've moved both your outside threads to the centre, you can then knot these two threads together using whichever knot you prefer. So I'm just going to do a forward knot, but you could do a backward knot if you find that easier. And just pull it to pinch it in if necessary. So I'm going to repeat the exact same thing for row 2. I'm just going to be working forward knots at this side and backward knots at this side until I get the threads to the centre. And again, once you get your threads to the centre, you can knot them together using whichever knot you want. So I'm just going to again do a forward knot. So next I'm going to continue doing forward knots, but before I do that I'm going to switch the position of the threads. So I want to remove this from the top of the board and then I'm going to turn it over like this and reattach it to the board. And I have to switch all these threads so that these are all turned, so it's basically just backwards. So once I've turned the threads and then put them back in order, again I'm going to do forward knots on this side and backward knots on this side for the next 2 rows like I did before. And once you've got your 2 threads to the centre, like you did for your first 2 rows, you can knot these 2 together in whichever direction you like. And you want to repeat exactly what you did for row 3 for your 4th row. So it's just forward knots on this side and backward knots on this side and whichever you want in the centre. And once you've done row 4, again you want to turn your work before you continue doing your chevrons. And switching over the threads. And you have to keep repeating these 4 rows all the way down until you've got the bracelet as long as you want it to be, just turning after every 2 rows. And when you're finished, you should end up with something that looks like this. Alternately, you could turn it over more often. I've done this for every row for the main section in the centre, and you'll end up with something that looks like this. So I'm not sure how clearly it shows up on camera, but it has a nice 3D ridged effect to add to the pattern. And that is your completed 3D chevron friendship bracelet.